Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm Will Dragon, and this is our playthrough on Timberborn, with, of course, our perfectly idyllic town with perfect beavers and perfect everything, because it's just so perfect, called San Fran Beaver. Now, when we left off last time, we were doing pretty well. We finally got Observation Hill online. We also managed to block off a source of bad water from getting into the middle, so that should basically start to be cleaner. Whilst we are also, yep, that is all nice and ready. Let's go and throw down another bad water pump, because I think we are starting to need one. Whilst also increasing our beaver numbers. Now, we do have a slight-ish, I use ish very much, water problem. But that's alright. That is quite alright. And with the wonderful advice and help of my beautiful wife, we have come up with a mad genius plan for this level, which we are going to start to implement. Now, this mad genius plan involves water and our reservoirs. So we're going to implement stage 1 of it, basically. Now, stage 1 of this plan basically involves this here reservoir and how we're going to greatly increase it. Now, this thing is shooting down. Crazy, I tell you. Just crazy. We're going to go and pause our third water pump. We're going to have 3 continuing to go. We still do have 9.7 days of a bad tide to get through. And so what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we are going to ring this beautiful crater map, because yes, this is crater. Let's go and look at it just from here. We are going to, in fact, let's turn off the UI. We're going to go and ring this crater map with water reservoirs. So we're going to have one here, probably one around here, one in this little bit we can see in front of us, one here, one here. We are basically going to build a whole set of water towers and perfectly surround this beaver kingdom, town, city, map. I don't know what you would call this, but we're going to go and ring the map with water towers everywhere. And these water towers are then going to be used to attempt to make pretty much this whole thing beautiful and blue and green. And so, for us to go ahead and do that, one thing that we definitely need to do is, in essence, start to make makeshift pipes, if you will. Now, this is going to be a very long-term job, and unfortunately, let's turn the UI back on. Unfortunately, that is actually quite unfortunate, because it blocks the beautifulness of our beautiful town. And it is not quite going to happen just yet. Because, for instance, I am going to have to get things like these overhangs. I'm going to have to get things like impermeable floors, etc., etc. Because I need to build makeshift pipes to be able to sort of block off and then force the water to fill up the reservoirs we go and build. And so with that in mind, we are going to start to put a bit more control on this. I feel like I've maybe gone a little bit far with this now, if I'm going to go and build this up, because I would probably look to kind of square it off and make it so much taller, it would be ridiculous. And so on that, something that I want to go and get, because something I want to then start using a lot of for this is dirt. Now, of course, we could go and use levees. They take 12 wood each. Or, on the other hand, we could use dirt. Costs 6 for a terrain block. And we could go and build ourselves beautiful, beautiful water towers. And so for that, of course, then we will need a dirt extractor, which takes permeated planks. I think that's what they're called, off the top of my head. And to get that, we'll of course need a wood workshop. Now, we do have this guy here grabbing us our pine resin. And our planking industry it's pretty strong. It works pretty well. Now, something I am going to go and do. Where is my beautiful... Now, this is a 2x4 building. And so when we go and do that... 1, 2, 3, 4... Dot. Let's go and double check those numbers again. Yep, he fits beautifully in there. What we want to go and do is a little bit more landscaping. Because we are going to want to get power beyond this path. And so to go ahead and do that, we are going to build a power shaft underground. So we're going to go and place that dynamite. And we have also, not quite emptied, but we are emptying this metal storage into this metal storage. Okay, 9 days left. Let's go up to double speed. Now we've kind of gotten a grasp of what's going on and what we're doing. So we'll go ahead and start to get ourselves some permeable planks. Now, storage for those is this. Yes, it is. So, now unfortunately, kind of badly sized a little bit. But what I can go and do is build some underground storage, which, once again, we have. And then that leaves... Yes, I can get 2 in here. So that works out just beautifully. That will be for treated planks. So we're going to go ahead and get those all on the go. Bada bing, bada boom. And then, so with this, we are going to pre-place... And we're going to do, for whatever reason, if I intend to expand it, we have a 4-way shaft right under our ground, so it can go in every single direction. So yeah, everything's coming along quite nicely. Let's go ahead and put this up to full speed. And watch the world turn. And that's watch the world turn, ladies and gentlemen, not watch the world burn. Entirely different scenario. Now, our batteries, I think they generally do quite well. Yeah, look at them recharge. Now it's nighttime and all this is moving. Yeah, I don't think we've got any particular power problems at this stage. So we'll go ahead and get that down. Would you look at that? That's all nicely built. Let's go ahead. Our storage is nicely built. Let's go ahead and get that pine resin workshop up and running. And something else we definitely need to look at is a bit more farming. Now, we're going to go and build ourselves an efficient farmhouse facing in the right direction. I'm going to go and put this guy, yeah, about where he is. And then we're going to go and surround this guy with some carrots. Now the question is can I build carrots in that corner? Hey, and those stairs get built as well. Oh, good old bit of auto-saving. Just to basically increase our carrot income, because our carrots are kind of a bit on borderline. We're going to go and put that there. This, of course, will help farm everything else as well that we are currently farming. And all this area should work out quite beautifully, really. That should all be quite self-sufficient. We're also then going to potentially look at another farm down here. And let's go ahead and remove you now. You are no longer required. That beautifully picked up and cleared up. But of course, to go ahead and do this, yes, as you can see, we are very much going to need more beavers. We've only got 2 kits, 2 unoccupied beds, yet we are missing 3 workers, and we've also got 3 of these turned off. That kind of shows you that we're lacking a few beavers, basically, ladies and gentlemen. We are lacking a few beavers. However, I also did want to say I wanted to put dirt down here before I carried on building things up. So, that being the case, it only costs 2k science. It does take 100 permeated planks, which we only currently have 4 of. And so, with that in mind, we're going to turn back on some temporary lodging. We're going to turn on both of these. And they will stay there as temporary lodging. How are we doing? Oh, wow. Yep, we are starting to lose our water. We're down to 6 days. Now, I reckon we're going to be quite close. I mean, 0.48. I lost 0.2 in, I think it was over 3 or 5 days in the last episode. Can't quite remember. But that does make me think that although we do still have 3 pumps going, we did not have that many going before. I'm going to go down to 2. Because I do want our water to kind of stay up on a highish number. Because that was our problem last time as well. It got so low that we simply weren't able to pump it back up. And so, I need to destroy that tree. Which unfortunately I have to be on the same level of to be able to destroy it. Go and build that there. And then let's go and try and get rid of that tree, shall we? Oh yes, and something else I decided I'm going to go and do. All of this needs clearing off. Oh, to look at that. Just about reaches all of it. So we may as well go and add it to the stockpile. Go and unmark this area. Done. Do like to keep things looking kind of clean. Go and neaten all this up. No reason to do this whatsoever. Just makes me feel better. Done. Alright, now if we had a beaver to work it, that'd be perfect. But unfortunately we don't. And we have gone and removed that tree, which allows us to paths and structures. Is going to allow us to get a little bit further backwards and place some more dynamite. So let's look to go ahead and path that up. And then with that pathed up, how tall is this wonderful bit of blocks? Kind of hard to tell with all this stuff going on. I'm gonna say a 5. Yeah, I think a 5. Let's go and test it properly, shall we? Did that put it up to the right level? Yeah, it does. Which means that we come to our dynamite, we grab that, go mark all that up. We think with another layer of 2, we mark all that up. Got a couple of 3s in there. Put a couple more 3s below these, and then another layer of 3 all the way down, and that should blow that all the way to ground level. And then I just need to kind of do the same on this side. Then I need to build my reservoir taller. Because, oh, how are we doing? With 2.3 days left, we have 0.16 or 5. I can't quite decide. But it's looking good. It's looking good. We have 14 kits. And so, if I was to build things, where would I build them? If I was to build ourselves a lovely dirt extractor, which I can now go and build. No, I can't, because it will cost me 100 permanent planks. But the thought is there. Everything else is in stock. We're just basically waiting on that. But the question is where would I build it? Where... If I was a dirt extractor, where would I go? Where would I go? Now it needs to kind of be built on top of something which is on top of something. And this isn't a bad place. It's a bit of a weird place to be drilling a giant hole in the ground. But then, you know, let's be honest. Most places are a little bit weird to be suddenly drilling a giant hole in the ground. You know? I mean, I've never really looked at any of these maps and go, do you know what this map needs? A giant hole in the ground. Why didn't I see this sooner? So, on that, if I were a giant hole, where would I go? Go and destroy that. And... yes. Let's go and build some triple dynamite there. If I was a giant hole, where would I go? Well, I don't know, really. I mean, I feel like this is not the place I want to be sticking holes. This is an interesting dilemma I seem to be faced with. Of course, I do need access to it. My beavers need to get into it. Do you know what? Maybe I am going to go and stick it here. Again, of course, not quite yet. We need a lot more treated planks. But I think I am going to go and stick it... Huh, how does it... I thought it needed to be up on top of something. Oh, I can just stick it in here. I thought it had to sit on top of something like that. No, so I'm just going to stick it in by here. We're going to dig a giant hole in the ground. And, yeah, live with that, really. So that's where we'll go and put it. Well, like I said, we need a lot more treated planks. So that is that idea. And then... for a further depth of... let's just double check, I believe of 3. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's go and... blow this out a tiny wee bit more. Woo! And here comes the water back. Dies in 3 days. Dies in 1.3 days. Somebody irrigate that land. Somebody turn on these water pumps. Because we are losing water. And how many people does that put me short? 5, you say? Alright, what can I go and do? Let's go and pause these 2 workers. Puts me down to 3. Let's go and... let's take 2 away from the haulers. That puts me down to 1, or it should roughly do. And then we will... I'm gonna go and pause our centrifuge. And that gives me 1 work spare. Which will do me just fine for now. Do you know what? I think you can be removed, because you've never actually been used. And we've got this guy up here who has no goods in stock. That's a little bit strange. Get up there and munch on some of that beautiful, beautiful oak wood that's dead due to contamination. Oh no, drying out. Oh well, that means it's ready to be built with, you know? It doesn't need to be left in the shed to cure. Okay, yes, can we stop flooding my land, please? There's something that I will eventually solve with all of this. Once I built this up to a proper reservoir, and so when I've also kind of done that, and then I've sealed off the top of it, we will get that going much, much better. Yes, that I think is how we're gonna go. I go to pathing and structures. Oh, even then it's not big enough. It needs to start right there. Really? That seems a little odd. Ah, this one's also starting one back. I was like, I feel like I'm losing a piece somewhere, but no, this starts one back as well. And that would be why, folks. That would be why. Okay. And so, do you know what? I am going to... I mean, that's still on the go. Up, that's still as high as it's ever going to be. I'm going to go and build a second wood workshop. Next to the first one. And watch that take shape. Now, I'm also then going to go and add in our next windmill. And then, of course, we need to plug that in. Just to, you know, help keep our power demands high. As you can see, ooh, that's dropping dangerously low. We're going to go and plug that in. Maybe I also then plug in the one after that. Just in there. And that will be... Beautiful. So we'll get 2 more wind farms on the go. We're starting to get a bit of verticality with our wind farm. We are slowly starting to crawl up and over this little spine. Yes, we'll go ahead and grab that. And then something else that I should probably look to grab, or eventually, should we say, unlock and keep things going, is my large water tank. I can afford it. I do have the materials to build these. And so there is absolutely nothing saying that I should not just simply go ahead and grab them. Now, on the other hand, I have 9 free beavers. Let's go ahead and fill up this workplace once more. I am going to go and build myself another lumber mill and another gear workshop. Because I want to keep numbers up of both those things, basically. And we very much need to make sure we do that. And then so once I've gone and built these, I can also then plug in this one because I do not need to worry about blocking this off. Because, well, the next set of wind farms, shall we say, are going to be plugged in somewhere else, basically. Now, of course, I could do this in a much, much easier fashion. For instance, if I put some of these up on little platforms, etc., and built them straight across and these kind of things, it would plug in all a lot easier. However, I would lose some of my verticality, which is kind of what I'm going for. I know, obviously, there was a call for efficiency, and I am building in a grid style to try and be somewhat efficient. Like I said, there is also somewhat of a well, you know, I have to do something that's aesthetic just for me as well. Okay, that has just gone and been blown down. Our reservoir is now a little bit bigger once more. And yes, next we just need to level this off. I am going to fill this back in. And I am going to start building up the walls. Which, will involve me having to build a slightly different approach. Which is fine, because now I've remembered that I have ladders. It's actually really not a problem at all. That is not a problem in the slightest. Yeah, so this is going to go and be the first of my giant water towers. And we are going to remove the waterfall feature probably from this one. At least for the beginning. For now, I would say. I say for the beginning for now. It's not really now. It's going to be a little while on that one, to be honest. And then, of course, yes, we do need to build that that piping idea for this. Which, if I was to go and do... We've got so much science. It's ridiculous. If I was to go and do that, I would probably want to unlock this one. I'm not going to do quite yet. We would, in essence, cover this up. Although I probably don't want that one to begin with, so to say. Of course, yes, we have to build it one up to cover the power source. Naturally. But we would want... yeah, probably this one. I think that was the one. Nope. I missed. What I should have done is placed it back down before I went and did that, because I may have just placed it in the wrong place once more. Nope. I got it right. I got it right the second time round. And then what I would do from there, in essence, is... I won't do this now, but I'm thinking, ladies and gentlemen, I will then just use these three. And I will start to designate a piped structure coming along this way. Now, I'll probably only do this one level up, because we're going to drop a level here anyway. So I'd in essence have to use levees to block off those top bits, because we can't yet place dirt on things. That is coming in 0.7, which I'm very much looking forward to. And then I will snake this down so it joins into these. I will in essence then have to build... although, no, I think if I do this, I'm going to build a different sort of release for... Let's go and put that down to 2-speed for a second. I'm going to go and pause 2 of these straight away. 4, I think, will be enough to keep this going up. We'll find out. Not, I can always up it back up to 5. Let's go back up to full speed. And so there you go. Our industry is being given a little bit of a boost. And then... yes, and then we can go and chuck this one in as well. Let's go build that there. So as you can see, our wind farm, I cannot wait till it is all the way up to the top level, and you can really see that verticality. Although I do quite like it already. It's looking pretty good. We've still got another 2 levels to go up. Like I said, yes, once we get that real verticality going, it's going to look, I think at least, amazing. Now, we can go ahead and definitely build our dirt extractor. And like I said, yeah, we're just gonna dig a giant hole here, to be honest. Now, of course, this is a full Beaver workplace. It is also quite a high-risk workplace, I do believe. And so I have a feeling we're going to need more medical beds. Now, where we build these medical beds, of course, is anybody's guess. Did I not build a really big gear storage? I did. You can be emptied. You're paper. You're also paper. I'm going to go and remove you now. We can open up this area. Of course, we still have our lovely, lovely little, I don't know, reservoir, if you will. Just down by there. I feel like, sorry, I'm thinking in my head, which I really shouldn't be doing for a YouTube video. I do apologize. I am currently thinking of a 3x3 hole with a Lido in it, but I feel like it wouldn't really last up very well with all of our really long droughts, etc. It would probably be dry more often than it wasn't. Is the other thing I'm thinking. I would need a way to keep it filled. Now, of course, we do have the fluid dumps. I'm not a huge fan of using the fluid dumps, if I'm honest. And so I would need another way of doing it. You know, obviously I can block off one of these areas, so to say, but even then again, I feel like it's not a very permanent solution. Yes, I was just basically staring at the map and thinking, Lidos. Because pretty much all of my beavers don't have the basic need of wet fur looked after. So, of course, we could also go and get a bunch of showers on the go. Once again, I feel like we need a really good system for keeping the water flowing, which I feel like we don't really have that much. Now, what I'm going to go and do is I am going to build me another large warehouse. Go and path this up. We're going to go and put paper in this one, which I am going to have to eventually go and rebuild myself a paper mill. Because currently we are not actually producing any paper, but we are using it ever so slightly for our warehouses, our windmills. And so there is that slight problem. Now, yes, I will build these two next, and then I will have to come up this way to build all of these ones. That all works out perfectly fine. A lot of thinking in my head. You are absolutely no longer required. You cannot be deleted. Why is my delete button not working? Oh, I know exactly why it's not working, because there's a piece of path on the top of it. That never rightly helps. We will also get rid of the stairs once we've picked that bit of rubble up. Now, there's let's go and pause that. There's something I forgot to account for, is the need for power. Now, I could have sworn I put some power down somewhere, and I made it very universal. Now, it's a shame. Oh, I can actually. I can build there. I can chuck one under. I don't know. I think I can build underneath buildings. I can get access to it, so to say. And so what I'm going to do is, in fact, go landscaping. Let's place all of that there. Let us grab a power shaft. Once again, let's just go. You know, hey, in case I want to go and extend it in any particular direction at any particular time. Although, wait, hang on. If I go one up... No, wait, that's not quite possible. I have to stick to the edges. I do have to... We're probably not going to build under this, are we? Famous last words. And then we go ahead and finish building that into there. Well, hey, it is working. That's fantastic to see. And so then, let's go ahead and turn you on. Let's go ahead and turn you back on. And we have 3 injured beavers. Oh, more to the point, we also then go and need some very large storage for dirt. And start to extract that dirt and, yeah, get us a giant dirt pile. We're going to dig a hole, right? Then we're going to put up some walls. And then we're going to fill this hole full of dirt. Because that makes perfect sense. That's just what we do around here, folks. That's just what we do. So, in terms of power, you're going really well, and you are providing everything with power. You were going slightly not so well, and yet still providing everything with power. Now, to go slow, that probably won't happen, but that's okay. When you look at that, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting to put a hole in the ground. Where will this hole lead? Nobody knows. Maybe we'll meet one of our other beaver empires. But who could possibly say for sure? Right. The reservoir's going quite well. I like it. It's going. It's doing quite well. We have almost finished stripping the trees off here, which is also another fantastic thing. We'll have that area all nice and clear and ready to be built. And would you look at that, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first. We have 42 dirt already. Flippin' heck. Landscaping. Let's go and buy a dirt block for 1,000 science. And so we want to... Flippin' heck. So what happens when you get a bit too enthusiastic with dynamite? I actually want to build this in here as well. And that is as tall as I'm going to be allowed to build. Yes, let's go and fill all that up. And then we will go from there, ladies and gentlemen. We will go from there. I would like to say I can get rid of this, but I don't really know if I actually can. And technically, I should be able to. If I was to go and put that there. Build myself a beautiful path by there. Then I would like to think that I can. Wait, no. No, can I? Can I really? Yeah, I can. I think I'm good. Gonna remove those 2. And then let's continue to build that up there. What that will, in essence, allow us to do, which I'm not going to go and do yet. We'll then have to build some sluices to let the water into what will be our new giant reservoir. And then we'll also... I'm gonna make some changes to this stairway system because... Well, quite frankly, we have ladders, which I completely forgot about. And... they're just easier and more efficient and everything else in between, really. Okay. I also have a feeling, just ever so slightly... Oh. I've got this guy paused. That I probably do need a slightly better logging industry. I have all 69 fully grown beavers. I have 10 injured beavers, mind you. And I do not have anywhere near enough medibeds for 10 injured beavers. So that's not going to be helping my situation. Let us go and... So I've got 2, 4... That'll make 8. That'll make 10. Let's stick medibeds in every single gap we've got. Pretty much. Now that is more than I'm going to need. Still. That'll keep me going. Let's go ahead and make those medibeds the priority as well. Because, well, quite frankly, I'd like those 10 beavers back in work. How are our batteries doing? Oh, they're not doing great. They're not doing great at all. Now, they've not failed. So this could just be a low point in their... No, they're going down. Yep. Yep, they're going down. And... empty. Yep, okay. So our power industry has just gone and failed us. Now, of course, it might not necessarily be because of the amount of wind farms I've got, because no matter how many you've got, if you're not producing any wind power, then it doesn't really matter. And so, we in essence could just need to be building more wind farms. Sorry, not wind farms. Completely going against what I was just saying. Batteries. And to go ahead and build said batteries. Well, there you go. We're creeping in some power. So these will be slowly recharging. Yeah, so I think we just need some more batteries. Now, there are a few ways in which we can go ahead and get these batteries built. And... I think... we can very easily... No, wait. Let's not do that a second. I think I know how I'm going to go and solve that. But for now, we were building a lot of stuff over here. Let's go and empty... Nope. Let's go and empty that. That's dandelions... Paper? No, pine resin. Paper. Paper. Go ahead and empty that one as well. You have nothing to do. Well then, you don't need to exist anymore. Let's look at that. We are building up our wall. Beautiful. You no longer need to exist. And you no longer need to exist. And how are we doing, by the way? 2.2 days and our reservoir is still holding. Just about. I believe it is down on its last level. Yes, it is. But it is holding, ladies and gentlemen. It lasted with 4 pumps going. But this is on what, day 9? That is not bad. So we have been accumulating water for this whole time. And yet it's all still going. No good selected, this is true. We're going to go and remove these 2 now. We are rearranging all of our warehouses very slowly, but we are moving them all over here. Alright, and we have lots of dirt, I'm assuming. Yes, 96 still. We are, however, short of a couple of beavers, because we still have 6 injured. It's not the best of all situations. But it is a situation that we will bring back under control. Do not you worry about that. I'm going to go get rid of that tiny nubbin of path, because it's horrible. I'm going to go and get rid of this medical bed. And you know, I'm going to go and get rid of this medical bed. And that's a grindstone. So I'm going to keep the teeth grindstone. I mean, we should still have... What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. We're going to go and put 2 more in here. 13... That should serve. So I'm not worried about that in the slightest. What I am worried about, however, is how long I've been blathering and not paying attention to the time. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this episode has definitely gone over. So I think we're doing I think we're doing okay. We are starting to get dirt online. That is going to allow me to start doing lots of these kind of projects. I need more beavers. I need more... yeah, more beavers. There was a... Oh, more builders. Beavers, builders, builders, beavers. Hey, we'll get there in the end. And so for my final act of the episode, I am going to go and expand this. And I want... all of that to be built up. Yes. Let's go and build that up. Although I technically only need to bring it to there. Choices, choices, choices. Ooh. I can build one house here, but then if I build a house here, I can't turn the corner. I'm going to go ahead and do what I think I've just gone and done. And that would allow us to get 3 more of these. We'll take these 2 offline. And so in essence, we'll get another 9 beavers. Drought cycle has just ended. The water did last, which is fantastic. We still have a corner of this to go and remove. And we still have a lot more building to go and get done. So yes, we're going to go and refocus our efforts. Let's go and do that as the final act of the episode. We're going to go and, like I said, refocus our efforts. Go and build a path by there. Now let's go and give these 3 priority. Oh, along with the entranceway. And so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we're now going to focus our effort. We're going to increase our beaver population. Our food is fantastic. Our water is fantastic. We are also then going to go and unlock this beauty of a large tank. We're going to go and chuck him in right there. We're going to call him second priority. And we are going to keep all of our stockpiles increasing. And so, on that, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, yes, we've very much gone over in the episode. What can I say? If I get carried along too much longer, then hey, who knows? We could have 3-hour-long episodes. And so, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, until we see you again, this is going to get filled full of water, which I don't think is a problem. As for always, I very much hope from the bottom of my heart that you can stay safe, happy, and healthy.